Welcome back to another episode of Star Charts with your host, Mr. Everything, from the 1st Royal Aerospace Squadron. In today's episode, we are going to be exploring the Helios system. Helios. Tangaroa. Helios is the rare place in the settled galaxy where natural beauty can stand directly beside junkyards and military fortifications, with seemingly no overlap. The star itself is partially to blame for this unusual variety of purposes. Helios is a helium-strong type B star that produces an unusual astrophysical phenomenon. Long bands of non-ionized helium. These bands result in strong magnetic fields in the photosphere, which in turn wreak particular type of havoc with sensors. Even large capital ships are capable of hiding in the star's EM wake. Helios' unusual photosphere also attracts countless scientists from around the Empire who have built a series of platforms close to the star as labs and observation posts. These platforms, moved in by barge and designed for short-duration use, are typically discarded into the sun itself and replaced with new stations as particular project needs change. Helios' discovery certainly ranks as one of the livelier origin stories for a system, as it is the only one ever discovered by the Advocacy, an outlaw pack colorfully known as Daybreak Marauders, had been prowling Odin's system, knocking over convoys from the local mining companies as quickly and efficiently as the Marauders would attack and rob their prey. They would disappear without a trace. This went on for months. One business, Orion Mining Corporation, lost so much of their cargo that they went into debt, hiring merc groups to safely escort their ships out of the system, a debt that would ultimately drive the company into bankruptcy. The Advocacy finally got involved. They assigned a special agent, Avon Dorville and Gia Trask, to hunt down the elusive pack. When the Advocacy agents finally found their quarry, they were stunned to realize that the Daybreak Marauders hadn't discovered a particularly effective route through the remnants of Odin 1. They had discovered a jump point. The Helios system. Helios 1. Helios 1 is a dead planet that has never attracted an especially significant amount of interest. It has no atmosphere and only limited minerals that are blocked from access by the world's proximity to the star. Helios 1 was the site of a brief flurry of interest in 2937, when a scientific survey station actually crashed onto the planet's surface. A daring rescue by members of the local gladiator garrison rapidly modified their fighters for high heat protection, saved 6 lives from the horrific death on live vid. Helios 2. Tangaroa. Helios 2 is an oceanic world with a greater circumference than Earth, though a lower overall gravity. It has a single fast-orbiting moon with a dense nickel-iron core. The low density of the ocean planet, combined with the moon's unusual orbit, give rise to frequent and unpredictable volcanic activity, ultimately causing terrestrial islands to form and then be reclaimed by the sea rapidly. Originally classified as mineral-rich, the planet was quickly terraformed and deep-sea mining rights sold to a variety of mining outfits. It wasn't until decades later that the planet began to see an influx of rich and famous. Despite the rapidly changing and erratic tidal and volcanic activity, it has become vogue to construct elaborate temporary housing on Tangaroa's short-lived islands. More permanent housing is often established on or under the sea, for those who want to enjoy the planet without the risk. Hospitality magnate Tyler Newman recently unveiled plans for a permanent undersea hotel. Only the polar regions sustain standard populations. To the north, scientists and engineers typically call the planet home. supporting the cottage industry that has grown up around Helios's odd star. In the south, the limited amount of land belongs to R&D facilities that support the nearby military forces. Failed projects and surplus equipment are often shipped from Helios to the nearby Odin system. The planet's capital and prime landing zone, located in the north, is officially named Mariana, although it is called Shorebreak by the natives. Shorebreak offers an interesting case study in land use, as the city was literally used up every square foot of land and now expanding ever forward into the sea. Not everybody lives in fear of the planet's unique tidal nature. Native subsurfers celebrate it as they pilot streamlined and maneuverable submarines in rides on 1,000-foot waves. Travel warning. Beware of the high-intensity magnetic activity. What can hide you from other ships can also hide lurking ships from you and can distort or even disable your sensors, leaving you blind. Hephaestus Station. Perched in orbit above Helios 2, Hephaestus Station is the most accessible military outpost in the system. Landing on the station's main landing pad requires special permission, but a planet-side outlet station allows traders to sell the luxury and home goods most requested by the military forces assigned there. The station acts as a general staging area for system security, but traveling battle groups will occasionally also use the station to stage wargaming scenarios and training exercises. Helios 3. The third planet of the Helios system is a large gas giant. Helios 3 is an unremarkable globe save for its use as a pit stop. The planet is a source of readily accessible hydrogen with minimal impurities. Helios 3 does approach the upper bound for gas giants in terms of size, a fact that has attracted the occasional scientific survey. The planet itself is unattractive, lacking the distinct bands of color and the complicated lunar system found on many Jovian planets. Helios 4. Helios 4 is a common ice planet, much like those found in other systems of most stars. Why, then, did the UEE government expand the massive amount of credits and material required to terraform the site? The official answer is that Helios 4 is a strategic military base, offering unspecified facilities beyond those aboard ships, on station, or at naval base Hephaestus. Helios 4 has become known as a world where careers go to die, seen by many in the military hierarchy as a dumping ground for trouble spacers. It is considered one of the least desired duty stations in known space. Civilian analysts, however, point out that none of this explains the cost of terraforming the planet. Ad hoc military environmental structures could have been established on the planet, providing a similar low quality of life for servicemen and women unlucky enough to serve as a tripwire. The strong suspicion is that Helios 4's surface hides a large-scale Black Ops-centered base. Absolutely no solid information exists to support this initial supposition, and theories range from Helios 4 hiding a permanent strike base capable of engaging in operations behind the Empire's borders to the creation of a site for illegal biological experiments. Market deals. Tarangoa. They'll buy luxury goods and weapons, and they'll sell seafood, scientific equipment, and water. And that was the Helios system. Thank you for coming out and checking out this episode of Star Charts. Be sure to catch all of our other episodes, and we'll see you in the verse.